Part of what Project Coach does is to sort of try to break the stereotype that teens are out kind of like hooligans on the street and just wasting time. When you do harness the incredible energy that they have, they are able to be fantastic mentors and people that kids really look up to.
She understands me, guys, understands me. I can be myself. I can be the joking Laisha that I can be without her getting mad. It means the world to me.
I think there's a natural affinity for younger children to model the behavior of older children in their community. And we have, I think, developed high school kids who serve as model mentors, that they're involved with productive things, they're working hard in school, they're trying to give back to their community.
A community like the one that we work in now is a community that's very much in need, and Project Coach acknowledges that, and they do everything they can to help this community. And it's my community, so it affects myself and my family also.
One of the most powerful outcomes that we can share about our program is that when kids come to us, we often describe them as high promise, high charisma, and high risk. And they, on average, have a lower average GPA than the rest of their schools. And if they stay with us for over a year, what we've been showing is that we can raise GPAs about 1.5. And that's an enormous growth rate, and we take a lot of pride in that, because GPA shows us that kids are beginning to make good decisions about their study habits, their attendance, about their attitude and relationship to teachers.
5 times maybe? It's about how much do you save? Yeah?
Actually, when I first came back this year, and the first time that we met and we're talking, he brought me this paper that he'd written for his history class last year and got 100% on. And so the first thing he did was look at this, look what I got last semester. And he was so proud of it. And I mean, he was able to do it. He just needed help with developing the skill and kind of just be this conduit for them, because they all have the capability. It's just somebody to help them access it.
It's cool that you're learning about the area.
A lot of the reason that you see kids shutting down in school is they're like, oh, well, I'm just not good at the subject. I just can't do it. And by changing your mindset, I'm like, well, it's hard for me right now, but if I work at it, I will get better. Just the slight change in perspective helps people really turn it around. Actually, I feel like I've applied it in my classes. I feel like it's helped me as much as it helps the high school kids.
I guess when Laisha and I talk about working with teachers, I'm also thinking about how my students interact with me and how sometimes what they mean to say isn't exactly what they say. So when they say, "Yo, miss, what's this grade?"
It's not proper.
No, but they say that all the time. And maybe if I hadn't worked with Laisha, I would be like, "Are you kidding me? How
why are you disrespecting me like that?
Why are you calling me that? That's so disrespectful." But now I'm like, okay, can we try that again? Can you say that a little bit differently? Just because I'm technically the tutor doesn't mean I don't learn things from you.
I'm seeing them really from where they were in September to where they are now. You couldn't tell that they're 13, 14 years old. They carry themselves when they're around kids with the maturity of a 17, 18, 19-year-old sometimes. Seeing the 8th graders really come into their own when they're in that space, when they're with the kids, when they're on the field, when they're on the court, when they're thinking about what makes good coaching. That's been really great for me to see personally, because I've worked with them so closely, but also for them to grow, right? If they have this kind of maturity at 14, who knows, 3-4 years back when they're interviewing for college scholarships, I think they're going to blow everyone's socks off.
You always have somebody there every step of the way. Either you turn around, they're there, back of you, they're there, in front of you, you're there. So if you come here, you have a whole big happy family full of 40 people with 100 kids.
Project Coach on 3. 1, 2, 3. Project Coach!